I'm excited to start a meditation series, with the beginning starting with reading from the book The Wisdom of the Native Americans. One of the reasons for doing this is that the Native Americans were very in touch with the land, and it seems that our Western culture uh, is okay with destroying the land. And we're actually at a turning point in time where we need to love the land more. And that actually means loving ourselves more. So, first, I'll read the very short first chapter of this, and we'll have a 5-minute meditation, just thinking about loving the land. The ways of the land. All things are connected. Whatever befalls the earth befalls the children of the earth. Chief Seattle, Suquamish and Duwamish. If I mispronounce anything, my apologies to the Native Americans. And if you would like to correct me in any of my mispronunciations of anything, let me know. I was born in nature's wide domain. The trees were all that sheltered my infant limbs, the blue heavens all that covered me. I am one of nature's children. I have always admired her. She shall be my glory, her features, her robes, and the wreath about her brow, the seasons, her stately oaks, and the evergreen, her hair, ringlets over the earth, all contribute to my enduring love of her. And wherever I see her, emotions of pleasure roll in my breast, and swell and burst like waves on the shores of the ocean, in prayer and praise to Him who has placed me in her hand. It is thought great to be born in palaces, surrounded with wealth, but to be born in nature's wide domain is greater still. I would much more glory in this birthplace, with the broad canopy of heaven above me, and the giant arms of the forest trees for my shelter, than to be born in palaces of marble, studded with pillars of gold. Nature will be nature still, while palaces shall decay and fall in ruins. Yes, Niagara will be Niagara 1,000 years hence. The rainbow, a wreath over her brow, shall continue as long as the sun. And the flowing of the river, while the work of art, however carefully protected and preserved, shall fade and crumble into dust. George Copway, or Kagig Gog Bao Ojibwe. The next. What is man without the beasts? If all the beasts were gone, men would die from great loneliness of spirit, for whatever happens to the beasts also happens to man. All things are connected. Whatever befalls the earth befalls the children of the earth. Chief Seattle, Suquamish and Duwamish. Next. I love that land of winding rivers more than all the rest of the world. A man who would not love his father's grave is worse than a wild animal. Chief Joseph, Nez Perez. The character of the Indian's emotion left little room in his heart for antagonism toward his fellow creatures. For the Lakota, one of the 3 branches of the Sioux Nation, mountains, lakes, rivers, springs, valleys, and woods were all finished beauty. Wind, rain, snow, sunshine, day, night, and change of seasons were endlessly fascinating. Birds, insects, and animals filled the world with knowledge that defied the comprehension of man. The Lakota was a true naturalist, a lover of nature. He loved the earth and all things of the earth, and the attachment grew with age. The old people came literally to love the soil, and they sat or reclined on the ground with a feeling of being close to a mothering power. It was good for the skin to touch the earth, and the old people liked to remove their moccasins and walk with bare feet on the sacred earth. Their teepees were built upon the earth, and their altars were made of earth. The birds that flew in the air came to rest upon the earth, and it was the final abiding place of all things that lived and grew. The soil was soothing, strengthening, cleansing, and healing. That is why the old Indian still sits upon the earth instead of propping himself up and away from its life-giving forces. For him to sit or lie upon the ground is to be able to think more deeply and feel more keenly. He can see more clearly into the mysteries of life and come closer in kinship to other lives about him. Chief Luther Standing Bear of the Teton Sioux. You ask me to plow the ground. Shall I take a knife and tear my mother's bosom? Then when I die, she will not take me to her bosom to rest. You ask me to dig for stones. Shall I dig under her skin for her bones? Then when I die, I cannot enter her body to be born again. You ask me to cut grass and make hay and sell it and be rich like white men? But how dare I cut my mother's hair? I want my people to stay with me here. All the dead men will come to life again. Their spirits will come to their bodies again. We must wait here in the homes of our fathers and be ready to meet them in the bosom of our mother. Wovoka of the Paiute. Great Spirit, I want no blood upon my land to stain the grass. I want it all clear and pure, and I wish it so, that all who go through among my people may find it peaceful when they come, and leave peacefully when they go. Tin Bears of Yamparika, Comanche. I love the land and the buffalo, and will not part with it. I want the children raised as I was. I don't want to settle. I love to roam over the prairies. There I feel free and happy. But when we settle down, we grow pale and die. Satanta, Kiowa Chief. Now sit with your hips higher than your knees, your palms facing up on your thighs loosely and comfortably. Close your eyes. Perhaps your face is pointed up slightly. And just breathe in silence, not worrying about thoughts coming or going, not worrying about anything. Whatever comes, comes. Whatever goes, goes. Just relax and notice your breath. Take your time and slowly open your eyes. Thank you for joining me in meditation today. We will heal the earth and ourselves together. Namaskaram.